So today I felt like it was a good time to dive deeper into all the things we know so far about the upcoming Crown Tundra DLC for Pokemon Sword and Shield. So that is what we will be doing today. But I don't want to cover too much of the simple stuff for too long, so we'll be going over some of the basic facts, really quickly, and then more into the secret and hidden information, which we'll dive a bit more deep into. So let's get started. So here's some of the basic stuff that most of us already know. For example, we got new legendary birds, which are the kind of like Galarian versions of the original Kanto birds. We've got new Regieleki and Regidrago, which are going to be brand new Regis. We've got Calyrex, which is a brand new legendary, which you guys already know about. We got Galarian Slowking, which you guys are probably aware of as well. There's going to be a return of every old legendary is returning in basically legendary Pokemon dens, which is going to be an interesting thing to see how that's going to work out, but that's happening, so keep that in mind. There's also going to be new customization options. There's going to be new Dynamax Adventures, and Dynamax Adventures are basically where players will be able to explore Pokemon dens to find legendary Pokemon from previous core series games, but basically fight them in a max raid battle together in a co-op mode where basically it's called Dynamax Adventures. Then there's also Galarian Star Tournament, which is where a player, once they've completed the Crown Tundra story, they can now experience this brand new feature, which is called the Galarian Star Tournament, which will be basically unlocked and doable within the Winden Stadium back in the base Galar, right? Now this tournament basically will allow players to team up with other trainers from the main games and stuff like that, so it's kind of interesting in that regard. And then finally, Peony, a new character who will be acting as a sort of guide for this DLC, and he does have also a daughter, which we don't know yet how she officially looks like, but we do have some data mines which may give us some information. But that's some of the basic stuff. Now let's jump into some of the more interesting information. So that was all the general information, but I want to talk a little bit more about the less known and more hidden information, right? So more interesting things that we've maybe seen in the trailers or data mines, which have been found out and stuff like that. So let's start with the trailer, right? Which we have seen several times at this point. Now, what it reveals, of course, is the general map of, the Crown Tundra and what it looks like and all that, which you can go through and see all that stuff on your own. There's really not much I can tell you about there, but there is something I can tell you, which is that there will be basically puzzles in the Crown Tundra within the Crown Tundra ruins that are going to be looking identical to the ruins you enter in Platinum for the Regifactor to get your hands on the 3 Regis. They actually look identical, so I'm assuming this could be a little bit of a hint actually by Game Freak towards what their next game is, which is going to of course be most likely Diamond and Pearl Remix, based on all the pointers are pointing towards that for next year, right? Now if that is the case, it would make a lot of sense that they would leave some small hints like this or little features and stuff like this as a way to kind of to tell us, hey, guess what, the next thing might be something related to this. So I feel like this is one of those things where it might be hinting at that. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Let me know. But next though, we've got data mines. So as for the data mines, what we've learned from them is that Peony's daughter that we mentioned earlier, and that's also mentioned on the official website, has a unique character model where she's wearing a school uniform and she's got a general look to her similar to that of Peony. And we actually see this from the data mines. This has been data mined out. Her actual model has been seen. We also have seen new models for a grandpa and grandma that will, I guess, probably be in a small city located in the Crown Tundra, some small little town or something. And also we have general information on how large the Crown Tundra map actually is, and it's going to be actually genuinely way bigger than that of the Isle of Armor, which was way smaller. So you can assume that the Crown Tundra is going to be about twice the size of the Isle of Armor based on what the data mine has found out. Next is another thing from the trailer, which is that during the part where Peony is shown off, he throws out a Pokeball, and a lot of people have speculated that he's probably throwing out some brand new Pokemon that we haven't seen yet. Possibly could be Galarian Slowking, potentially, could be that, or something else. But a lot of people have noticed that and taken that into, kind of consideration that it could have something to do with a brand new Pokemon we haven't seen, or possibly Galarian Slowking. So who knows what that might be. Next thing we have to bring up, of course, has to be the general data mines though, right? So one of the biggest things that was data mined had to be these images showing the different chapters that you'll be going through in the Crown Tundra, because it seems like the Crown Tundra compared to the Isle of Armor is going to be far more story based. So if you don't enjoy the story of Pokemon, this is probably not going to be the DLC for you, whereas the Isle of Armor was more aimed for gameplay, right? It was more gameplay first, whereas the Crown Tundra is going to be more story first. So here are the actual images that were included there for what these different, I guess, these, you know, different chapters are going to be like. So here's the first one, which is called a legendary tree of legendary 3. So basically a tree and then legendary 3, which is probably going to have to do with the legendary birds, the Galarian like versions of the legendary birds from Kanto. Probably going to be related to them in some way or shape, I would assume. The next one though is actually pretty interesting. It is the terrible titans lurking locked away. This could have to do maybe with the Regis, like the original Regis. I'm not really sure what the Pokemon could be referred to as titans. I'm really not sure, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be the, you know, the old, so to say, I guess, Regis. That's about it. There's really not much else I can say. Old Regis, that's about it. The next one is they came from the Ultra Beyond. Now, this one's pretty straightforward and pretty obvious. They came from the Ultra Beyond. I mean, let's be fair. What else could this be about except Ultra Beasts? It's obvious, right? We know that Ultra Beasts are returning in this, you know, DLC. Based on the datamans from the Pokedex have shown us that the Ultra Beasts are returning. So it only makes sense then, right? That, guess what? We're also going to see the return of the Ultra Beasts like wormholes and stuff, possibly. So the Ultra, you know, they came from the Ultra Beyond, so we can see that in the story. And the final one is the sacred bonds of the Sovereign and Steed. Now this one could be related to Calyrex specifically, because from the data mine we know that there will be 2 brand new Pokemon, like 2 brand new Pokemon will be showing up that we've heard about, and that really is interesting because they're at the bottom of like the Pokedex, right next to like Calyrex and stuff, and these 2 could be Pokemon that might be fusing together with Calyrex based on some of the information we've learned. And the reason I mention this is because there is a post here by Matt on Twitter who says that this just in, Game Freak left in actual important item data for all of the Crown Tundra items. Now, item 1590 out of 1591 have the same effect code as the DNA splices, the N Solizer and the N Lunizer. Since there are only 2 of them, we can assume they work similarly to the DNA splicer, unfused and fused. And guess what I mentioned earlier, right? There's going to be 2 more Pokemon, and there's been talks about these 2 Pokemon fusing with Calyrex based on some other like information. So who knows? There's also like other items inside here. Like, looks like Game Freak prematurely added both returning and brand new items to their internal item arrays with DLC 1. Nice. Current max item ID is 1589 Mark Charm, but we see it goes as high as 1606. 17 new items. Item in question are included in the attached screenshot. So you can see here, Gracious Orb, Adamant Orb, Lustrous Orb, then Soul Dew, Electrizer, Magmizer, Reveal Glass, and Zygarde Cube. Then it's got key items, pouch, other items, key items, and so on and so forth, as we do not know what those other items are. Who knows what they might be? We know for a fact one of those has got to be like the Crown Pass to get you there, but the other ones could literally be anything, so keep that in mind, right? There's a lot of possibilities here, is what I'm trying to get to. And as I mentioned earlier, the Calyrex fusion thing. So here's what they're called within the, you know, files in the DLC code. We've got Hakuba and Kokuba, right? So they've got similar names, which means they're going to be Pokemon that are similar to each other, right? And based on the programming, it also appears that they will be able to combine in some way with the new legendary of the Crown Tundra, Calyrex. The code names are literally White Horse and Black Horse, respectively. This could tie into the area's narrative. So yeah, it makes sense, I guess. It would not be too surprising. And honestly, if they were to fuse with Calyrex, I really am intrigued to see what that's going to look like, as they're going to be, you know, it makes sense then that they're connected to the whole last chapter, which is, you know, Sovereign and Steed, right? Because they're horses, they're steeds, right? Etc. So it makes a lot of sense. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've pretty much now gone through all the information that has been sort of given to us that we've been able to, you know, discern and learn about. And that's about it for the video, though. That's all I'm going to mention. If there's anything I missed, feel free to leave it in the comment section down below, and I will gladly talk about it further. But overall, I think we've gone through majority of the stuff. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. Drop a like down below if you did, and feel free to check out my Discord server. Yes, I have a Discord server. I don't mention it too often, but I do have a Discord server, so if you guys want to join it, it's going to be a link down below to the Discord server. Check it out if you want to. You can ask questions there, talk, etc. And yeah, just chill with the community. But yeah, thank you so much. Have yourselves a great day, and bye bye, ladies and gentlemen.